The lights were blinding, the crowd deafening, and every heartbeat at the Kyocera Dome echoed with tension. October 29, 2025, a night that would be remembered in Japanese baseball history. The SMBC Japan series had reached its boiling point, and this clash between the Hanshin Tigers and the SoftBank Hawks was nothing short of electric. From the very first pitch, the atmosphere screamed intensity. Fans waved yellow towels on one side and black flags on the other, creating a sea of colors in motion. The chants for Hanshin, Hanshin, collided with the roaring SoftBank, SoftBank, a battle not just on the field but in the stands. The Hanshin Tigers, led by their captain Nakano, came into the game with fire in their eyes. Their confidence was high after an emotional Game 3 win. But the SoftBank Hawks were not a team to crumble easily. With powerhouse hitters like Yanagita and Kurihara, their lineup had danger written all over it. The first inning was calm, almost deceptively so. Both pitchers, Iwasaki for Hanshin and Ishikawa for SoftBank, exchanged precise pitches. Each fastball sliced through the zone with purpose, each breaking ball whispered through the air. It was a duel of patience and timing. In the second inning, the first real noise came from Hanshin. Sato Teruaki stepped up, eyes locked on Ishikawa's delivery. The count went full. Then came a mistake, a hanging curveball over the plate. Sato unleashed his bat, connecting perfectly. The sound echoed like thunder. The ball soared high, deep, and gone. A solo home run into the right field stands. Hanshin drew first blood. The crowd erupted. Sato pumped his fist as his teammates poured out of the dugout. 1-0 Tigers. The entire stadium shook as drums and chants filled the air. SoftBank's fans were momentarily silent, but everyone knew this was only the beginning. In the top of the third, the Hawks responded with precision. Yanagita Yuki, the veteran slugger, stepped into the box. He fouled off pitch after pitch, refusing to go down. Finally, he got a low fastball, and he didn't miss. Crack! The ball screamed off his bat, carrying into the center field seats. The Hawks tied it up 1-1. The dueling home runs had the stadium roaring on both sides. By the fourth inning, both teams were swinging freely. Hits scattered across the outfield. A double from Nakano. A single from Shimizu. But SoftBank's defense held firm, turning a dazzling double play that killed Hanshin's rally. The balance of power swung back and forth like a pendulum. Then came the fifth inning, the moment the game truly turned dramatic. With 2 outs and a runner on second, Hanshin's rookie sensation Murakami stood at the plate. The crowd hushed. Ishikawa tried to sneak in a fastball on the inside corner, but Murakami was ready. He turned on it with lightning speed. The ball flew over the left field fence. 2-run homer. Tigers led 3-1. The roar of Osaka was deafening. Murakami rounded the bases with a calm expression, but his teammates exploded in celebration. This was the spark Hanshin needed. Their dugout came alive. Even the coaches couldn't hide their smiles. In the sixth, SoftBank began their counterattack. Amamiya reached on a sharp single up the middle. Genda followed with a bunt single that perfectly hugged the third base line. 2 on, no outs. The Hawks fans could smell opportunity. Hanshin's manager walked to the mound, giving Iwasaki a firm pat on the shoulder. The bullpen started to stir. But Iwasaki insisted he could handle it. He delivered a blistering slider to strike out Yanagita, then induced a ground ball double play. The inning ended, and Hanshin's crowd exploded again. That was pure clutch pitching. The seventh inning brought more fireworks. With 1 out, SoftBank's Kurihara stepped in. He had been quiet all night, but not this time. He jumped on a first-pitch fastball and sent it flying into the upper deck. Another solo homer, 3-2 game. The Hawks were alive. Momentum began to shift. The Hawks' bullpen locked in, and Hanshin suddenly couldn't find a rhythm. In the eighth, the pressure mounted. SoftBank loaded the bases with 1 out. The tension was unbearable. Every fan was on their feet. Hanshin brought in closer Suarez early, a bold move. The crowd held its breath as he faced Genda. Suarez unleashed a 159 km/h heater right down the middle. Strike 1. Another fastball. Strike 2. Genda swung on the third pitch but popped it up. The catcher squeezed it for the second out. Next came Amamiya, desperate for a hit to tie the game. Suarez exhaled, then threw a devastating slider that froze him. Strike 3. The stadium erupted in a mix of relief and disbelief. Hanshin escaped the jam. Going into the bottom of the eighth, Hanshin's confidence returned. With 2 outs, Sato came up again. Could lightning strike twice? The count went to 2-2. Then came a low fastball. Sato crushed it again, another home run. His second of the night. The Tigers extended their lead to 4-2. The noise was overwhelming. Fans chanted, Sato, Sato, as he pointed to the sky rounding the bases. This wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. Hanshin was not giving this one away. SoftBank didn't back down. In the ninth inning, they came out swinging. Yanagita led off with a walk. Kurihara followed with a single. Suddenly, the tying run was on base with no outs. Hanshin's fans began to pray. Suarez, still on the mound, showed no fear. He struck out the next hitter with a high fastball. 1 out. Then, on a grounder to short, Nakano made a diving stop, flipping it to second base for a force out. 2 gone. The crowd roared with approval. Now came the final showdown. 2 outs, runners on the corners, and the dangerous Yuki Yanagita back at the plate. Suarez looked in, sweat dripping down his forehead. He nodded at the catcher's signal. The pitch came, 160 km/h fastball on the corner. Yanagita swung and missed. Strike 3. Game over. Hanshin wins 4-2. The players flooded the field, celebrating wildly. Sato was mobbed by his teammates, Murakami lifted into the air, and fans waved their towels in pure joy. The victory was more than just a win. It was a statement of pride, Hanshin showing that their unity and heart could overcome any powerhouse opponent. The emotion on every player's face told the story. Manager Okada bowed deeply to the crowd, a gesture of respect for the fans who stood behind them through every inning. This is Hanshin baseball, he later said. Teamwork, belief, and never giving up. The SoftBank Hawks, though defeated, held their heads high. Their veterans walked off the field knowing they had given everything. The respect between the two teams was clear as they exchanged bows. As the fireworks erupted over the dome, the announcer's voice echoed through the night. Hanshin Tigers take Game 4 of the SMBC Japan Series. The fans' cheers grew louder, echoing through Osaka. Sato Teruaki was named the player of the game. His 2 home runs were the difference. He stood on the podium afterward, smiling humbly. I just wanted to help the team, he said. The fans gave me the energy. Murakami, the rookie, couldn't hide his excitement either. It's like a dream, he admitted. To hit a home run in the Japan Series, I still can't believe it. This victory gave Hanshin a crucial edge in the series. They were now one step closer to the championship, 1 game away from glory. Meanwhile, SoftBank returned to the locker room in silence, determined to fight back in the next game. The battle wasn't over yet. The night ended with fans singing the Hanshin Tigers anthem, Roko Oroshi, echoing through the streets outside the dome. The rhythm of the drums and the unified voices made the entire city feel alive. October 29, 2025, a night when heroes rose, legends grew, and baseball once again proved why it's called the game of emotion. For the Hanshin Tigers, it was a step toward destiny. For the fans, it was a memory that would last forever. And as the final echoes faded into the Osaka night, one thing was certain, the SMBC Japan Series had delivered another unforgettable chapter in its storied history.